Hello and welcome to the It's Your Effin' Journey podcast. My name is Melissa Hemming, and if a life coach and a therapist had a baby, you would get me. I am so excited to present the episode today. This is Rebecca Elise's return to the It's Your Effin' Journey podcast. She was one of my first guests. And what intrigued me or led me to inviting her on the podcast was her story about her divorce. And she was really open on TikTok and on Instagram about her divorce, and it really inspired me. So she came on last September, and she's writing a book, and she's here with some life updates. I'm really excited for you to hear it. Please know this is probably one of my most imperfect episodes ever. I had a lot of trouble with recording this particular week when this was done. And editing, it's not, guys, I suck at it. It takes me forever. And so when I went to go edit it and I kept fucking it up, I was like, you know what? We're just going with it. So at the last 10 minutes, you're going to hear like a, hey, can you hear me now? Hey, can you hear me now? We do things imperfectly around here, and it's okay because getting something out is way better than making sure that it's perfect. So if you are holding yourself back from doing something, do it imperfectly. Betty agrees. Mwah. So I also want to share today is the day It's Your Effin' Breakthrough round 3 starts. I am so excited to lead this group of women through an introduction to journaling, really. It's an introduction to really paying attention to how journaling can enhance your life, give you clarity, improve your sleep, lessen your anxiety, help you figure out the direction that you're headed. So we're starting today. Today the doors close, and you'll forever have to hold your peace. So if you're ready to shake things up or just spend some more time with yourself and your thoughts, if you're feeling stuck, feeling anxious, struggling, to get by, it's a fucking hard ass time right now. And I know I can't be the only one who feels that way. So self-care, and when I say to my clients, how is your self-care? I mean, how the fuck are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing to pour into yourself? I don't mean how much are you working? Are you working as many hours as humanly possible? No, I mean, are you taking the time to get real with yourself, to check in with yourself, to pay attention to your feelings, to pay attention to your thoughts, to spend some time with your goals, to figure out, are you showing up in the world the way that you're proud of? And that's what It's Your Effin' Breakthrough is all about, and I want to help you get there. So if you need this is the last chance to join. It's a great group of women who I know they're ready. They're ready. I said on my Instagram stories today, like, I love women who are like, I'm fucking ready to go. I'm ready for a change. I know there's so many people who hold themselves back with excuses or, they think that they don't have the time or they don't have the money or they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it perfectly. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want that. I want people who are like, I'm ready to go because my growth is important, because I'm important. My mental health is important, because my family deserves me to step into the highest version of myself. So if that's you, let's fucking go. Don't wait, just do it. Let's go. I can't wait for you to see what happens. I can't wait for you to see what happens when you take the necessary time that you need to take care of yourself. Mental health is so important. And the time is now. The time is always now. Don't fucking wait. Don't wait to be healthier, to feel better. Do it now. So that starts today. And I guess without further ado, what time is it? Podcast time. It's a celebration. What time is it? Podcast time. And one more thing, we have this coming Thursday. I don't know what date that is. Let's look really quick. 18th. On the 21st, we're going to have another exclusive content episode. If you're not supporting the show, thank you to all that do. $10 a month gets you an two exclusive content episodes per month. So I do a deep dive into the things that we're talking about in the Monday episodes. And also just shit that I'm going through in my life. I have found podcasting to be such an important part of my own processing, and telling you guys sort of in a behind the scenes way what's happening in my life has been really therapeutic for me. So you can support the podcast. There's a link in the show notes. There's also a link in the show notes if you're ready for It's Your Effin' Breakthrough. And I'm super excited for you to hear the exclusive content this week because it's a good one. All right, love you guys. See you soon.
Hello, Becca.
welcome back to the It's Your Effing Journey podcast.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for your big return. So I think we originally recorded our first podcast in like September.
Yeah,
October?
it's almost been
Okay.
a year. Yeah, and oh my God.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
so when you first came on, you were writing your book. You had just moved into your new place
Yes,
with all the animals, and then
all of
you
it.
were getting ready for your big trip in the spring.
Yes. Yes.
What's new? How is everything?
Okay, so I've lived 3 lifetimes since we've talked last. So I moved in and it was like an immediate like, oh, wait a second. Like, is this what I want? But I'm so dang stubborn that I was like, of course that's what you want. This is what we've been fighting for a year and blah blah blah. So I moved in and it just kind of like hit me like a truck and I was like, oh my God, it's hard, which is good. I know how to handle it. It's just like, it just hit like I was sad. And I remember like the first couple nights I was like crying because something would go wrong. And that's what happened. Like everything that could go wrong with like moving into this house, getting everything set up did go wrong. Like my septic tank floated out of the ground at one point, just like popped out of the ground to say hi to the world. And I just like, it just one thing after the other. And
That's
I
huge.
fought so hard. Yeah, it was not fun. So, my dog died and everything that could break broke.
Oh
And
no.
and they got super like lonely, which I'm fine. Like I live by myself fine. Like I'm very good at like entertaining myself, but it was like yelling at me how like kind of lonely it was out here. And so I really fought the first couple months to be like, it's fine. We're gonna turn this around. It didn't help that the weather in Texas has been absolutely bonkers the last couple months.
Yeah.
And it has been raining. Like like just water everywhere. And just mud and like all these things. And then one night I was woke. There's been a couple thunderstorms that were like very scary. And then we did have like a tornado come through real close. And it was just like, oh my God, like Texas is like screaming at me that I am not doing the right thing,
Oh my
but I would
God.
not listen to it. Like I would not listen because
Yeah.
I'm stubborn. And so then Europe happens. And I have the best time of my life in Europe. And I come home and I remember like getting home that night from the airport and being like, the grass needs cut, which is something so like little and minuscule. I don't have a lawnmower. I have to hire someone. And I remember it being like just like a middle school task. And I was like, I can't handle this. Just being like, it all just like sunk back onto my shoulders. And I remember like I went a couple days and I was like, I'm just like travel saddies. It's fine. And that Friday, I remember I just like was trying to do something small and I just like started crying and just like having a panic attack really because I was so overwhelmed with just all the things and like no like I have help but I'm not good at asking for help, one, and two, I'm just like I don't want to like exhaust my resources when I'm like I just can't do this, you know.
Yeah.
So I call my mom and I'm crying, freaking out on the phone. And I like to joke that she like got to me when I was down. And which she didn't, but she was like, "Hey, you went to nursing school to be a travel nurse." Because when I was married, we were gonna kind of like flip roles because he was away a lot and I was gonna start being away a lot. And then life happened. And she was like, "Here's the offer. Like they have a farm in Virginia, the house I grew up in, and they're like, move a smaller herd to Virginia, sell your house, whatever, um, and travel nurse." And because the big thing was like I don't know where I belong was the whole thing is like, I don't want, I was like, part of me is like, do I even want to stay in Abilene, Texas? Because it's a very nice community. I love this area, but it's not meant for single people at all. It's a family town.
Yeah.
So, there's some colleges and stuff, but I'm 30. So, but, yeah, so
Don't knock it till you try it.
we're not. We don't. But yeah, so I think in that moment I was like done, sold.
Yeah.
I want out. And it like was like this big gush of breath that I could take. So then it was okay, well now I have to downsize my herd. all these things, which was heartbreaking, but everything like fell into place. And I have the funniest story about how I ended up getting like my travel job because it was a guy I met like online dating. And it was so funny. I was like, this was not the point of the story, but real glad I met you. And he's actually a really cool dude. And I'm like, you're fine. I like you. You're fine. We're cool. And so I just think it's really funny how things kind of, because it was just so funny, like how everything just fell into place. And I was like, I'm trying really hard to live by like, if it's like if it feels like we're flowing in that direction, go in that direction. And it feels right. It's so stressful, but it feels right. So yeah, 3 different lifetimes since I've talked to you last.
So when are you there now, or when do you leave?
I leave in 2 weeks. So almost exactly 2 weeks, I'll be heading home. So 2 horses they're getting like professionally shipped, so they'll leave next week, and then I'm bringing the donkeys with me, and we're gonna haul across to Virginia, and then my house didn't sell, so it got rented out. So my renters are moving in after I leave, and everything just happened, and it's crazy.
So what will you be doing? So you're going to be traveling around being a nurse.
Yes. So I'm an ER nurse, and I'll just be picking up contracts. I'm gonna stay close to home, starting in September, but after that, I'm gonna go wherever I want. Like, and that is like the most exciting thing because I'm like, I could go to Montana, Colorado, Utah, Florida, anywhere, Alaska. Like, it doesn't matter. I can just pick up work and go live there for a couple months and come back and
I love
kind of see my family. Yeah, and like Europe really showed me Europe changed my, and I know that's so like cliche, and I don't care because
that.
it did. It did. Like I've grown so much. I know like I've gained so much confidence. I'm just like I needed it. I needed it, and like it changed my entire life, and I'm so excited, and I miss Europe. I'm like, I wanna go back because the person I was in Europe, I love her, I wanna be her all the time, and I
I
think this is
love
because
that.
I have yeah. I just like,
So
I
who
don't know.
are you in Europe? Who are you in Europe?
I'm adventurous, like, cause Italy was my main solo part. I had my mom in Paris, and I had, a friend with me in Greece. By the way, Greece, 10/10, recommend. I recommend everywhere, but loved it. So Italy was my, like, on my own completely for a week, doing it by my own, and Florence, Italy was, like, the best experience of my life because I was just like, "I'm just gonna go do this, and I'm gonna talk to people," and, like, and I talk. I'm a talker. You ask my coworkers, I'm a talker. But like I was just walking up to random people and just striking a conversation with them and having the most interesting conversations. And like it's not that I don't do that here, but I think I've been more reserved. And I've always been more reserved. Like through my 20s, through my marriage, I was definitely more reserved. And I think now, and if I feel like if you went back and watched our first podcast together and watched this one, you're going to be like, wow, she talks a lot. I just, it sparked so much imagination. It sparked so much I want to do all these things. And I told my friend, I was like, "Oh my god, I feel like the world's been unlocked and there's so much to see of it now." And I'm like, "Where like I already have a list. I already have plans to go to Peru in April." I all these things. And I'm just like, I've got to go do, and like it was really like I can't do both. Like I could, but I don't have all the money in the world to do both. And I was like, I need to take this opportunity as I'm single, as I can go work in different places to really just make myself who I really want to be. Because like, and I already feel like I'm her, but the more I get out there, the more I experience things, the more adventures I have. I mean, I just love it. I'm so excited.
So you think the trip was the catalyst to all of this? The trip was like, this is a big world and I need to see it.
Yes, because I know I've always loved to travel. Like I've done a lot of national parks, I've done a lot of the US. I mean, there's so much more, but I've always loved to go and see new things. But this trip really just like opened my eyes to being like, no, I have to take this time because like there is that stress of like, oh my God, like I need to find someone because I think that's just internal, like we're pre-programmed to be in relationships, and I'm just like, oh, I have to find someone. But I'm also like, but now it's like a pause where I'm like, do I really, unless they align exactly with what I'm doing? Because like I'm gonna go in Alaska next year, hopefully, for 3 months. Like, are you gonna go? Like, so,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's my time to kind of be a little selfish for sure and just go do things that I've always wanted to do and I put on hold because I got married and all these things.
So
And
it's sort of a pivot, but it's sort of almost back to the beginning.
it really does feel like I'm returning back to who I was before because I'm
Like
going back to
before the
Virginia and
relationship, right? Like because
it
this was what so and you happen to have this in your back pocket to turn back to sort of follow this love of travel.
Yeah, because the summer I met him, or right before, like the summer right before I met him, it was my first big trip, and I went to Alaska to see my cousin. So this was like 2016. Um, and I remember like that set me on fire then. Like I still look at that. I mean, I love Alaska. I do have a special place in my heart for it, but that trip I remember setting me on fire and being like, oh, there's this whole world I have to go see. And then I met a man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you. This is amazing. So it's almost like this, what path was I on and what lit me on fire? And obviously I don't want to say set you back because we learn from all of our experiences, but now here you are. So this explains your name changed to Becca Runs
Yes.
Free.
Yep, I changed Becca's Breaks Free
Oh,
from,
Breaks Free.
um
Sorry.
yes. Oh, it's okay. From Becca's Barnyard, which I was so sad. I was like, "This is just," and it's like an identity crisis because my whole identity has been the horses, has been the farm, the cowgirl thing, which I still love, like, I have not abandoned, but I don't wanna be put into one box either. I want to
Yeah.
be able to be like, "No, I do all of these things." Because I am like, I'm more than one thing. I've always been more than one thing. Um, and I would like, downsizing the herd was so sad, but it also like has taken so much stress off of me because it is a lot of work. I remember
Yeah.
the man in Greece who tattooed me, he was talking to me and he was like, that's like the work of three or four people. And I was like, yeah, I know. He's like, all those
Yeah.
animals are like three or four. And I was like, yeah, I know. It's exhausting. So, and they're all in like the best places, like, it's people I know, and so
Good.
they're all just, like, loved and adored, and I'm just like, I can't be mad about this situation at all.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what does your tattoo mean?
So I am a big Anthony Bourdain fan, so for obvious reasons, and
Yeah.
he had, ancient Greek that said "certain of nothing" on his arm, so that's what's on my arm, it's
Oh, I
ancient Greek
love
for certain of
it.
yeah. So, and I just thought it was like the perfect thing to get on my first big overseas travel. I do have a weird thing where I'm like, I want a tattoo every time I travel. I need to stop doing that.
I love
uh,
that. I'm a fan
uh,
of that too.
yeah, like I just think it's like the best way to like to just show like, oh, I've been here and here, and each of my tattoos
Yeah.
have a story. So yeah, I that was just a funny it was like an older Greek guy and he barely spoke English and it was the best. And I was like, are you sure this doesn't mean anything weird? Like, please make sure this doesn't mean any. So like everyone was like asking their but he's like sending pictures. He's like, does this mean? And I was because there's no actual pictures of Anthony Bourdain's tattoos, like of this tattoo. And I was like, oh my God, I could be like I could say like I hate you all
Like
on it or something
whore.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so I was so nervous, but everyone I met was like, "No, that's what that means." I was like, "Thank God."
I totally get that because I have Chinese characters on my ankle and that was always the joke. Like, how do you know it really says mother and daughter? It could say,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, whatever. I'm pretty confident it does.
Yeah, I mean, I Googled that for quite a bit, so it's fine.
Yeah. So what's the status of the book?
So, hey, ooh, I'm in rewrite still. It's harder than I thought because a lot of things have changed. A lot of relationships have changed as well, which sucks.
Ooh. Oh,
So
not good.
yeah, not good. But
Okay.
so it's hard. I'm writing. And then part of me is like, what are you writing? Like, I go back and I read it. I'm like, what is this? This is crap. So it's been a lot of like, okay, what do I want to say here? Because whatever I said over here sucks. And I think my writing got better as I wrote. But like the early months, I was like, what is this? So I've hit a lot of like roadblocks where I'm like, okay, let's like revamp this a little bit. So it's a bigger rewrite than I thought it was going to be, because it's not just like
Okay.
copying and pasting. It's definitely like, because I think initially I didn't actually think I was publishing this, so I was rambling a lot, and a lot of it I'm like, it just didn't make sense. So I've had to go back and edit a lot. But yeah, it's when you're writing things about people you loved, and I still love them, it's just relationships change, unfortunately. Things happen, and so it's hard. I had to write an epilogue to kind of be like, this wasn't really a happy ending. Like, it is, like, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm thriving, I'm doing what I want
Yeah.
to do. But from the book's perspective, I don't think it's actually very happy, but I think it also like shows that like you got to keep fighting, you got to stand up. And a lot of these relationships changes were because I stood up for myself, because I gained confidence in myself, and I'm like, no, I'm not accepting this bullshit. Like, I'm a nice, kind person. I will go to bat for anyone. Um, but you're not going to treat me like crap or
Yeah.
disrespect me. So, and people I've noticed don't enjoy when the nice, kind person puts their foot down and demands to be treated nicely. And that changes relationships, unfortunately. But it also shows you who people are. So I'm not exactly mad. It's sad. It's very sad. I've been dealing with a lot of emotions the last couple months, but when you look at it all, you're just like, okay, well, people are in your life for a season, and I think they are there to teach you things, and not everyone's there forever. So
Yeah.
sometimes things just run its course. I mean, I really don't have much hate for anybody except a couple people, but, other than that, I respect people, but sometimes I got to respect you from afar.
Yeah. And it's so
Yeah.
funny. I thought you were going to sort of say that it was your growth that affected the relationships. I guess in some ways it did. Your growth, you
I
gained
think it did.
confidence.
Yeah. Because, hindsight's 2020. I think I'd say that a lot, because when you go through something like that, you start thinking about what you did allow. And it's not a romantic relationship, more of a friendship. And you're like, oh, that wasn't okay. Like, you saying
Mhm.
stuff like that to me, um, was not okay. And I think I went along with it because I was like, oh my God, this is so magical. But sometimes things aren't as magical. And when you take a step back, you're like, that wasn't magic. That was not okay.
Yeah.
But I still think I still think I've learned a lot. And I told my mom, I was like, I don't know what the lesson is here. Like, I built this house just to move out of it less than a year later. Like, where's the lesson? But I think the lessons are very little lessons, just like
Yeah.
scattered through the year of like, no, you learn self-confidence. I have taught myself I can do whatever I want. Like, when I
Yes.
put my mind to something, like, I'm gonna go do it. So I think that's the lesson in it all. And I think I'll look back on all this time and I'll be grateful for it. I think some of it still stings a little bit, but other than that, I think I'll look back on the year and a half I was here after my divorce as a good season, just a learning season as well, and a growing season.
Yeah, for sure. And those can hurt, right? Like growth is not for the faint of heart. Like it's hard
Definitely.
shit, hard
No.
feelings. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's not fun.
And also just calling myself out, because I'm just like, and honestly, I have not been dating, and that's a whole more stories for you. But like, I haven't. I think the last time I told you, I was like, oh yeah, I went on a date in January. The last date I went on was in January,
No
because
way.
I'm moving. What's the point? Yeah, like, I just haven't, and like, I really haven't been on. Like, I think Facebook dating's still up. I don't really check it that much. But I don't know. Like, life is changing so much. I'm just like, it just doesn't feel like I'm ready for a man. But I'm also being self aware of like, was I accepting this man's attention just because I wanted attention? And I was like, yeah, that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
So I am but a woman. Sometimes when a man gives you attention, you're like, please, I love it. And then you're like, wait, I don't actually like you that much. So it's hard. I think if October Rebecca could talk to August Rebecca, they would be like, whoa, girl.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting. So maybe we'll see what happens when you move.
maybe, I don't know, like, it's crazy. Going back home is crazy. Oh my God.
I know. What do you think about that?
I left a lot in Virginia, let's just say that. Um, I'm excited. It's hard to imagine like dating someone who's like in Virginia all the time, because like I'm gonna be in and out. So
Yeah.
it's hard to really think about dating at all right now. I do think I'm ready. I've put in a lot of work on myself of what I will accept and won't accept, but I think I am ready for like something real to come along. And I think I said that a couple months ago as well. I don't know, like then we kind of went on a little adventure, but um, I I think it's time to be a little be more picky and just not just accept any attention that comes my way, I guess.
So this is an interesting topic because I feel the very same about the attention. And what's also been interesting is because I have friends, and I don't know why my friends were always so insistent about this, but I don't know if it's because I'm so nonchalant and it makes them uncomfortable or what, but they're always like, you don't get to choose who you fall in love with. And I'm like, but I haven't met anyone that I want to spend time with or like want to have prolonged conversations with or who I like. Like, I don't, there's no crushes, there's no, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's because I've gotten so good about what I want or what I don't want, or if I just haven't met that person. But I'm always like, no, I'm not finding love right now. Like, that is not a thing.
Well, and I feel that way too, because I'm like, I open the apps and I'm like, absolutely not. None of these
No,
men. None of
no.
well, first of all, it's like talking to a brick wall. I'm like, what? You don't have to be on here, friend. You do not have to be here. Oh, I agree with that. I'm like, I don't and then I spend a lot of time at home and I'm like, oh, he's just gonna show up one day and just knock on my door and be like, hey. But I try, like I go on the apps and I'm like, this is how people meet each other now. And I immediately like, I just can't do this. Like, I just can't. And so I don't know. But I get it. I don't think I'm doing it right either. But I don't know what the right way is either.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like whatever I'm doing feels good, so I'm just going to continue doing that, and I guess whatever happens happens. I did have like one guy the other day. I just can't believe what comes out of people's mouths. He said that I had nice milkers, and I was like, you got to
Oh
go.
my god.
I know, can you imagine a worse word?
Oh, okay, I have one. And it was not a like nefarious picture of me. Just took a picture and said, I'm saving this for the spank bank later.
Oh my god.
And they just like, yeah, I think I'm too mean to men. Like, well, no, they're weird, but I've, I'm really good at like cutting them off because there's this one guy, we were actually talking really nicely, very nicely. And I was like, oh, maybe, maybe. So we're chatting, we're chatting, we're chatting. And then he goes, do you like to cuddle? And I was like, what? Like, I've never met this man a day in my life. It was all like online chatting. And I was like, what did you just ask me? And for me, it was gross. And I was like, no, like, no, just no.
No.
I don't care what my real answer is. No, not with you. And he was like so offended by it. And he was like, well, I guess we'll just end things. And I was like, okay. Just like, what? There was nothing like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
whole lot.
understand.
There have been times where I've just taken a break or whatever just because it does feel like a lot of nonsense. But I do think that like I recommend any
Yeah.
woman who goes through a breakup that she takes time to heal and grow and learn herself.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so important.
Yeah, for sure.
And take a trip to Europe.
Yeah. And I think like if you were to and take a trip that I tell everyone that I'm like, you need a trip to Europe. Like, that's what you need. Like, I'm sorry, that's the only way.
Yes.
Because you look at life differently. And like, it's so funny because people who have never left the country are telling me, oh, I'm reconnecting,
Oh,
but they're
I
telling
hear
me
you.
that, they're so scared because they hear all these stories. And then you get there and you're like, these are just people. Like,
Yes.
they're just people trying to be happy and pay their bills and do all the things, and there was one guy that maybe was a little too like in my face, but he never like crossed the line to where I was like, okay, listen, like, I had to tell him no a couple times, like, you wanted to go out for a drink or whatever. And I was like, no, 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 I'm fine. Like, I wasn't feeling it. And that was the one time I never felt unsafe. I walked through the city of Florence half drunk, eating a pizza at 2 in the morning, and I was fine. I did not like Florence is light and bright and clean, and I would never do that. in Dallas.
Yeah.
Like, I would never, I would never do that. But I was, at one point I was like, "Oh my God, like, what am I doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I feel fine. Like, I do not feel weird about this at all."
Yeah.
Because it was safe. Like, it felt safe. And, like, of course, I was alert to what was going on, but, there was no one creepy or anything. And I'm sure incidents happen in Florence just like they happen everywhere,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
I think people who have never left the country need to leave the country, because you're gonna see that we're all just people.
Yeah, for sure. Did you meet anyone over there?
Not like no, I had so I went in Florence. Florence was just the best. I did a pizza cooking class,
Oh,
and there was a guy there,
fun.
and I remember I was texting my friend and I was like, this man from across the parking lot, I was like, yes, that one. Yes, yes. So we actually, she was like, just, you're in another country. Just flirt and talk. I thought he was with his wife at first. I was like, obviously I can't do anything.
Yeah.
It just ended up being his sister. So I was like, oh, so the whole time we're drinking wine, making pizza, romantic. And we're
Oh,
just like flirting this whole time. It was just like, his mom was there. I was like talking to his mom. They took pictures of me and everything and like sent it to me and all these things. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best. Other people in the pizza class were like, we're going to come to your wedding. And so, at the end of the night, he gives me a big old hug. Never exchanged information.
oh my God.
Like, ever. Did find him on LinkedIn. And it just
Stop.
was nothing. But, I know, I was so sad. I was like, oh my God. Cause like, it was fun because it taught me like, oh no, I can go. Cause like, I felt like I reached out to him and I was like, I put myself out there and I put myself on a ledge, and like, look at me. Nothing bad happened. Like, he
Yeah.
wasn't mean to me. We just like, it pittered out. Like, nothing
Yeah.
bad. He wasn't like, oh, I hate you. It just pittered out. Just wasn't meant to be. It was funny because he actually lives in Dallas. So I was like, oh my God, I met a man in Italy that lives 3 hours from me.
That's wild.
So, and like, I know it was so fun, and it was just like fun experience. Like, that whole night was just like the best experience of my life. I say that about a lot, but like, it was
Yeah.
just so much fun, and it showed me that like, it's okay to be like, put yourself out there, and like, if you see something you want, go get it. Like, try and go get it. Like,
Yes.
what's the worst? It pitters out. Okay, move on. So,
Yeah.
and it was just, I love that. And I remember I have a private TikTok account where I post like bullshit. And I remember like I was like half drunk because that's what you do in Italy. And I'm walking back to my Airbnb and I was just like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, cause like, it just like, I have not felt that way. And I was probably wine drunk in Italy, but I was like, I have not felt like that kind of like bubbliness since forever. Like, any man I've dated
Oh,
post divorce, I'm
yeah.
just like, no, it was fine. But that moment, the romance in Italy, making pizza together, drinking wine, all these things, I was like, oh, that's what I want. I want
Yeah.
magic like that in my life. So if you're not doing that, which I'm not
Yes.
saying you have to take me to Italy and all this, but like, I want this feeling. This is what I want. Even though it was nothing, I was like, no, that's the universe being like, no, look, stuff like this exists.
Yes. Yes. I
So
love that.
that was like and like, I didn't go crazy, but yeah. Oh no.
Yeah,
Did I
that's a
lose you?
great
I might have lost you. I'm not sure if you can see me. There you are.
I'm here. That's
I was like,
an
I'm not sure if
awesome
she can see me
that's
or
an
not.
awesome reminder of what
Oh,
is possible.
I missed that. You
Oh
skipped.
no. Sorry. I said
Ah,
that's a great
hold
reminder of
on.
what is
There
possible.
it is. I know. And I was like, I think I just needed the universe to be like, maybe you need to wait for
Yeah.
something a little bit more magical than just like, he's over there, he's here, So
Yeah.
and it was fun too. It was just so much fun.
Yeah. To live for the hope of it all.
Yes, it is that month. And me and my friend were actually talking about getting, I was talking about getting that because I have Noah Kahan
Yes.
lyrics on this side. And I was like, I kind of want to live for the hope of all on the other
It's
side
such a good
because like,
one.
that's just
Like
like
that's what I
to live for the hope
feel.
of it all. It
Mhm.
is. And it's just like, yeah. And it's August. And then like, that would just be like the perfect little like friendship thing to
Yes.
do. Yeah.
You definitely should. So,
I
you're
think you're in
going
and
back
out
to your
again.
oh, no. Hang on. All right, do you hear me now? Do you hear me? Am I here?
Hey, I think it's recording too. So sorry about that.
You
Maybe.
hear
Oh,
me?
you're good.
Oh, God.
See you now.
Good.
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a perfect. You need to get that tattoo for August.
I think I think we're going to Billy Bob's in Fort Worth on Saturday, and we were talking about it, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna get it. Like, I've been thinking about it for forever.
So, okay, so when do you think the book will be ready? How long is the rewrite process?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to book through it. I'm trying, like, I took a break, and I like was trying to get in the mind space again. So I every day I'm sitting down. I'm like, you've got to push
Really?
these pages out. Yeah, it's because
That's
it's I
impressive.
don't know why. It's just like I'm trying. I really want to do it because it's just such a and I kind of like when the relationships changed, I think that's why I had to step away for a second because I was like, well, and then deciding to leave the farm as well. I was like, well, what's the whole point of this book anymore? And I, kind of like got a little down about it because I was like, I wrote this whole book about building a farm, leaving my husband, all these like this friendship that was just so magical, and then none of it matters anymore. It does matter, but like
Wow.
in a
Yeah.
sense, like of the book. So, I kind of sit and I talk to some people about it, and they're like, no, you still have to. And there's some good stuff in there that I really do want to share. And the epilogue will kind of tie it all together as to like what has happened. But it was hard. I had to take a step away and just be like, I don't know how I feel about it anymore because of all the changes that have happened. But I have to respect what I did do and the words that I wrote because they all still ring true. I never, all of that in that book is like my feelings as I'm going through this process. And I can't like let that down. Can't let last year Becca down just because things have changed. So in the past month or so, I've really been knocking it out because I'm like, no, I have to honor this past year. And I have to write this book for people because that's the other thing is like, what's sad in this epilogue is like, I felt like I got caught up in that cycle again. Not me personally, but I was watching it from afar. And for me, I'm just like, I have to write this book so that women can see that, like, I know you're so close to it and you can't see it, but when your friends are begging for you to see it, like, I want this book to be that beg. Like, for the love of God, this man sucks.
Yeah.
This man's abusing you. This man, you have to leave. You have to leave. And this is how you do it. And did I do it perfectly? No. But
Yeah.
here's how I did it. And, here's what I did. Please read this book and leave your shitty husband. And I think that is now the point of the book is to show that when you're close to situations, that it's hard to see them, even as a third party. When you're that close, you're like, and then when you do see it, you're like, oh my God. And you can fight. And I think the thing is like you can fight and you can fight and you can fight, but the person in the relationship has to see it for themselves, unfortunately. And so that's, I mean, even though my life's changed, I want this book to be me begging every single woman in this world to leave your shitty husband
That's a
and
great
grow and all
message.
that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is
Yeah. So,
the
but yeah. And
the lesson of
oh, thank you.
perspective is like it's wild. I know for me my own behavior, my own responses, my own shit. I'm like, how did I do that? How did I ignore myself for so long? It's shocking what we do
Yeah.
to remain to fit in a relationship.
Yes. And to keep the peace. I think
Yes.
women want to keep peace more. Because I've noticed when I don't keep the peace is when I lose people. And that
Yeah.
sucks. But I think we're just pre-programmed to be like, just sit there and be quiet and look pretty. And, I'm just exhausted of that. Like, I'm loud, like I'm a lot, and you're just gonna have to accept that. Like,
Yeah.
that's just what it is. So, but yeah, so it's taken on a new meaning, but I'm happy with the new meaning, and it has filled me with more imagination, and not imagination, but just like fire to write this book now and to make it something worthwhile.
Yeah. So are most people in your life supportive of the pivot that you've taken?
Yes. One person isn't, but that's because, last podcast I was like, "Oh, I don't do friends with benefits." Yeah. Well, I ate my words. But he's not, but that's fine. He's the only one.
I love it.
Yeah, he's whatever. But I'm but a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, everyone, I guess one of my coworkers was like, we were kind of like just taking bets on if you would put your 2 weeks notice in while you were in Europe or after. Because they're like, you know, and they're like, you have no reason to be here. Like, you have no family besides like my, second family who I'm not related to. There's no real reason for you to be here other than your friends and whatnot. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, no, we knew. We
Yeah.
100% knew that you would decide that you needed to go see the world a bit.
I love this. This is such an exciting chapter for you.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh my God.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah. Let me walk
Maybe?
inside. I'm gonna walk inside. I don't know why.
Okay, I didn't hear any of that. You just came back.
You hear it now?
Maybe.
Do you hear
Oh,
me
I
now?
lost you again.
Oh my gosh. Hang on. Do you hear me now? Hello? All right.
Maybe. It's
Here?
reconnecting.
Do you hear me? Hang on.
Ah,
Hi, you hear me?
there you are. I can hear you.
I'm so sorry. This is like a disaster of a recording.
Just, fast forward through the little tech issues.
Yeah. I'm actually I might have to do some editing today. I was gonna say, this is such an exciting chapter for you. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Like, I'm ready. There's a lot of stress because my house didn't sell, so I ended up renting it out. Which is fine. I just thankfully I have a property manager because there's no way I could handle that
Oh my
from
God,
afar.
no.
But no, so now I get to kind of keep it and kind of build more equity and stuff and maybe make a little bit more money when I do sell it eventually. But yeah, I'm so excited. Like I want, I'm looking at vans to be a van lifer. Like I'm looking, I want to go to Peru, Thailand, all these places, all these national parks. I want to do all these hikes. Yeah, I'm just so excited.
I love it. You're ready for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's sad because I might end up selling the 2 horses I'm bringing with me just because I won't have a lot of time. The donkeys are going to stay with me forever, but kind of. I'm not saying I'll never buy another horse again. But taking a break, it's hard because it has been my identity for so long. But I'm excited to show you everything else I can do. So
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, keep me posted. Best of luck. And I'm so glad that you came on again.
me too. I love catching up with you and have so much fun on your trip this weekend.
Thank you. Keep us posted. And so you're in your Instagram, I'll have to put the new one, but Becca Breaks Free.
Yes, Becca Breaks Free on all socials, and you should be able to find me.
Awesome. All right. Have fun. We'll talk soon. I hoped you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed talking with Becca. It's always a pleasure to connect with people on social media. And I love having these guests in my podcast that just feel like friends. They feel like old friends. And catching up with her was no different. And I wish her all the best. Follow her on Instagram. Her link is on the show notes. She's also big on TikTok, same name as the one on Instagram. Go cheer her on, go support her, go read her book when it's ready. And thank you so much for Becca for coming on. And thank you all for being here. If this episode spoke to you in any way, please take a screenshot, tag me in Instagram stories. You can tag Becca too. I know we'd both appreciate it. I have no ads in this podcast other than my own. So getting the word out by word of mouth, by you telling your friends, by you sharing on your social media, I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you next week. Mwah! Unless you're part of the exclusive content, because then you get an episode on Thursday, and it's a good one. I hope it is. I have to listen to it. Hopefully I have no internet drama like I did in this one, but thank you for being here. Love you so much. Mean it.